Now to another fantastic woman, Allyn Rose, competing to become the next Miss America in just 2 months. The 24-year-old is announcing that she will undergo major surgery, a double mastectomy, once the pageant is over. This after losing her mother to breast cancer when she was just 16 years old. She lost her mom. She's removing both of her breasts as a precaution. Almost all the women in her family, in fact, have died of breast cancer. Allyn joins us now to talk about her decision. Good morning. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
This is a big decision. Yes. You didn't do it lightly. What made you decide to have both breasts removed and take the chance of contracting this disease?
Well, my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer at the age of 27. And she left me her journals when she passed away in her 50s, and I read through them. And I heard what it was like for her to lay in the hospital bed, after losing her breast, and to say, I may never run again. She was a marathon runner, and, I may never finish my degree. And what man's ever going to love me with one breast? But she said at that moment, she said to herself that I'm not going to give up, and cancer's not going to win. And didn't let cancer define her life, lived the most wonderful, incredible life. I mean, just such a beautiful, resilient woman. And I said to myself, if my mom can do this, I can do this. And just to have the genetic predisposition in this family history, I want to be around for my children.
How long have you known that you had this genetic predisposition? At what age did you learn that?
Well, they did genetic testing on me as a child, so I've known that I've had it for a while. But when my mother passed when I was 16, it was one of those things where I said, I can either be incredibly vigilant for the rest of my life, or I can make this other decision, something that's incredibly drastic, but at the same time, it's something that could help prolong my life, and anything I can do. Absolutely, I'm on point with that.
And what did doctors tell you the chances are, if you didn't have the mastectomy, that you would contract breast cancer? Do you know what the odds are?
I don't know what the specific odds are, but I mean, to have a mother diagnosed in her 20s and to almost die from breast cancer, and then to have it come back in the other breast at a later age. I mean, my grandmother died from breast cancer, her sister died of breast cancer. There's just such a large genetic predisposition in my family to breast cancer, and I said, I'd rather do something that helps me be here for my children, that helps me be able to live a long and healthy life.
Doctors are not all in agreement about your decision.
No.
You've had doctors tell you that they don't think you should do this.
Well, it's not necessarily that they don't think I should do this, but that, maybe it's something that I could wait to do later in life. But I mean, my mom, almost died at 27, and to be 24 and to know that that's 3 years away from me, to know that I could be facing, a battle for my life, it's not a risk that I'm willing to take.
And in fact, your dad, who your mom met after her first battle with breast cancer, tried to convince your mom to have her second breast removed as well, and she didn't. And that was the breast where she contracted the cancer that eventually killed her.
Yeah, my whole life, my dad said, Judy, why not have this surgery? Why not get the second one removed? It could come back. And, I think it was something where maybe, she was worried about losing that other part of her femininity. She was already living her entire life almost with one breast. And I mean, to take that extra leap, I think, was really scary for her, but it's ultimately what killed her. And I'm just, like I said, not willing to take that risk at all.
You're going to compete in the Miss America pageant. You make a living in the beauty industry, as we say. What is this like, thinking about going forward after having a double mastectomy? Can you continue to compete in pageants?
Well, this probably will be my last pageant, but I mean, it was an incredibly scary proposition. I mean, I always say I was a late bloomer, so when I decided to make the decision, I had just gotten my breasts. I didn't want to give them up, but my dad, he looked at me and he said, I don't want you to end up dead like your mother. And it was such an abrasive thing he said to me, but it really made me sit back and take notice and say, I need to be proactive in my healthcare. Almost this is bigger than me. This is about, igniting women's healthcare and teaching women how to be proactive in their healthcare, and that's why I'm here.
Allyn Rose, thank you so much. Robin Roberts just tweeted you, by the way, saying, proud of Miss Allyn Rose for being proactive in fighting breast cancer. Admire your courage and candor sharing your decision with us. Blessings.
Thank you.
So from one breast cancer survivor to another, hopefully, who will avoid the disease. Thanks so much for being here. Important information.
Thank you for having me.
And of course, you can see Allyn compete in the Miss America pageant. It'll be live on January 12th right here on ABC. Good luck to you.
Thank you
so much.
We'll be rooting
for you. All right.